What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word? Hummingbird. Thank you so much for clicking on my channel. Y'all, I just wanted to have a very quick conversation about this YouTube life. So, I follow this family called the Jacksons of Atlanta. And they're really, everybody's talking about them right now. They're all over the YouTube streets right now. And I just needed to get on here and talk about the stuff that's been going on in my mind because I actually follow them and I was actually a fan of their channel, of their content. Now, this channel here, I just use this to upload video, but I have upload videos. But I have another channel where that's my main channel where I go to watch content. And I remember like I first saw the Jacksons of Atlanta when they were constantly coming up on my recommended, and it was always third set of twins. The titles of their thumbnails always mentioned third set of twins, third set of twins. Didn't know who they were, never heard of them, but they kept on coming up in my recommended, so I decided to check them out. And I was like, oh wow, this is a young African American family with two sets of twins, all boys. I think the oldest set of twins, they're like 3 or 4 years old. And then the second set, they look like to be maybe almost 18 months, almost 2 years old, somewhere there, or a little bit younger than that, maybe. They're walking. They're not talking yet, but I think they're walking. So maybe, I don't know, 12 to 18 months, maybe. I don't know. But they're babies and they're all boys. And I thought their content was pretty good. So I subscribed. I think it was maybe close to a year ago, maybe, or less when I decided to subscribe to them. And no, less than that because Mahogany was pregnant. She was already pregnant. So less than a year ago, I subscribed to them. And I'm subscribed to a whole lot of people, so I don't have the time to watch every video of every person that I'm subscribed to. But I would make sure, to now and then drop in and see what was going on just to keep up. I remember watching their videos about when they did the gender reveal, when I think they purchased a new home, and all the stuff that came, all the videos that they did before then. So I'm not going to sit here and say I watched every single video that they ever posted, but I watched a good chunk of it since I started subscribing to them. And so Mahogany was expecting, which is the wife. It's a couple, Justin and Mahogany, and their four boys. They're two sets of twins. And Mahogany, when I started watching them, I don't know how far along she was in her pregnancy, but she was already pregnant, already showing. And I was really like impressed with their grind because they were putting out content after content after content. And I didn't know until now that they also had two other channels. They have a couples channel, and then they have a channel just for their children, and then they have their main family vlogging channel. So I saw a video, I think it was the day before yesterday, to someone else that I'm subscribed to, and they did a reaction video to the Jacksons of Atlanta. And I forgot the title of that video, but it has something to do with them not having twins anymore. And I was like, what? So I watched her reaction video, and her channel is TMR Talks, Tasha Marie Talks, or something like that. So I'm watching her channel, her reaction video on the Jacksons, and evidently Mahogany had given birth, but she had only given birth to one baby. It wasn't to twins. And so this reaction video was kind of hinting or alluding to that there was a possibility that Mahogany was never even pregnant with twins, and that the YouTube streets are talking, and the YouTube streets are saying that it was all a lie. So I went to go watch the video from the Jacksons of Atlanta titled "We Are No Longer Having Twins" or something like that. And in the thumbnail, it's Justin and Mahogany, and they're holding just one baby. So I'm like, what happened? So I watched the video, and y'all, I was all kinds of confused. So in this video, they talked about that something had happened. They didn't say exactly what, but something had happened to one of their twins that she was supposedly carrying. Did mention exactly what happened. It's not, if they don't want to talk about it, they don't want to talk about it. This is their life, their children, their pregnancy. If they don't want to talk about it, they don't have to talk about it. But it did leave me very confused. So, and in the video, Justin was saying a lot about how he doesn't want any negativity. Don't bring your negativity here. We don't want no negativity here. And I'm just like watching this and trying to not believe what my mind wants me to believe. Okay. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, they're not exactly acting like parents who have just lost a baby at that moment, because Mahogany had just given birth. They were still in the hospital. And they did not act like they have just suffered, because it wasn't like she lost a baby in that first trimester. Weeks into the pregnancy, they tell you, oh, one of the twins has passed away or whatever. She had lost that twin right at the time that she gave birth, because I think the video right before that, right before she went into labor, it was titled, something about giving birth to twins, or we're about to give birth to our twins. In fact, I have it here. So yeah, the video right before the one that's titled "We're Not Having a Third Set of Twins Anymore" was titled "The Live Birth of Our Third Set of Twins." And the video before that was "Mahogany is in pain with the third set of twins." Mahogany is in labor with a third set. So every video leading up to the one where they announced the loss had third set of twins in the title, leading you to believe that up until she gave birth, or even at the time of birth, she gave birth to twins. So then after the birth of the child, they said that they lost the other twin. Like I said, there was no explanation. So then I start digging around and I start watching other reaction videos of the Jacksons, and a lot of these reactioners and commentators are speculating that Mahogany was never pregnant with twins to begin with. And so then I started thinking back to my own personal knowledge of when I would watch their videos. And I know that I also kind of had suspicions, but I was like, there's just no way that this couple is going to lie about not having twins. There's just no way they're going to lie about it. And the more I watched and the more that I thought about it, I was like, you know what? It's looking more and more as if they bamboozled the people. They bamboozled their followers, their watchers, their supporters into believing that they were going to have a third set of twins when they actually knew that she was never pregnant with twins with her third pregnancy. And I don't know, obviously, the actual truth of anything, because obviously I'm not there living their life. But if I had to speculate, it seems like there's a possibility that she was not pregnant with twins at all. She could have been. And maybe what they're saying is absolutely true. And if it's absolutely true that she gave birth to twins, but something happened to that second twin, then of course I'm going to come back here and say, y'all, I was completely wrong. That is not how it went down at all. This woman gave birth to twins. I have no problem with that. But the thing is, I've seen this before. I've seen this before where another content creator had the people thinking that she was going to be having twins up until she gave birth. And then she came on the video and said that she lost the other twin. And this particular content creator had said that it was a vanishing twin syndrome. And my understanding of vanishing twin is that it happens very early on in the pregnancy, in a twin pregnancy, within the first trimester, like within the first weeks of the first trimester. You can be pregnant with twins, and then one of them either reabsorbs back into the uterus, or I think maybe the more dominant twin will use up all the nutrients that the other twin ends up just, dying or disappearing or whatever. And it can happen like twin to twin syndrome, I think, is like when one twin gets most of the nutrients, leaving the other twin very, very weak. And so that can happen at any stage of pregnancy, I think. But vanishing twin, I think, happens in the very beginning of pregnancy, where it starts off with two embryos or two sacs, and then one will end up disappearing or vanishing because they're being reabsorbed back into the mother's uterus or something like that. But it doesn't happen after the first trimester. You know, you can't, like an embryo that's developing into a fetus does not vanish, right? So, with this other content creator, you know, she had the people thinking that she was having twins, and then she gave birth. There was only one baby. And then she did this video explaining that it was vanishing twin syndrome. And I was so confused because I was like, how do you have vanishing twin syndrome right before you give birth? Because you had everybody thinking up until you gave birth that you were going to be giving birth to twins. And in fact, people tuned in. I know I tuned in. I was like, oh my gosh, she gave birth to the twins. Let's see how it went down. But she was only there with one baby. And then she's talking about vanishing twins. And I'm like, what? So with the Jacksons of Atlanta, it's the same exact thing. I feel like it's almost the same thing, but they didn't give a reason or a cause of what happened to the other twin. That is yet to come. And like I said, if what they say seems believable, I'm going to come back and say, okay, I take back what I said. But I remember looking at Mahogany, and her stomach to me did not look big enough to be carrying twins. And someone had mentioned that there was never any ultrasound of this third pregnancy to show two babies in her like she had done previously. She would show ultrasounds. I wasn't watching them previously, so I can only go by what the commentators have said. So they said that in her previous pregnancies that she would show ultrasounds. And then also when she gave birth to this third set of twins, people were mentioning in the comments, and people were also making videos saying that when you are giving birth to multiples, you don't give birth in a labor and delivery room. You give birth in the operating room because it's considered a high risk delivery. And so they'll put you in the operating room just in case they need to perform an emergency operation, like an emergency C-section, because, you know, one twin may be positioned correctly, but then the other twin, you may have to have a cesarean or have a cesarean for both or whatever. It's considered high risk, and so they stay prepared, and they'll have you in the operating room. And there's like a team of people in the room because they're expecting two babies. So each baby has its own team. Whereas in this situation with the Jacksons, she gave birth in a labor and delivery room. There wasn't like a team of people in the room. It was just a normal amount when one baby is expected to be born. And the heart monitors that they put around your belly, when you have multiples, they'll have one for each, right? So if you're having twins, they'll have two heart monitors on you. And in her situation, so I don't know if they were trying to say that she had a stillborn. The other twin was unfortunately not born alive. I don't know. I didn't watch the birth video, the labor and delivery video. So I have no idea. The point of my video, 13 minutes in, is to say that how, if these allegations are true that Mahogany was ever pregnant with twins, my question is, how do the Jacksons live with themselves, knowing that people were praying for them, giving to them money and gifts in anticipation of them having twins? That some people would have given anyway, whether she was pregnant with one baby or 10 babies, they were going to give anyway. But for the people who specifically felt moved by her having a third set of twins and felt moved enough to give or to donate, how does that make them feel as content creators that you have people bamboozled like this? You know what I mean? And like, how do you live with yourself knowing that you completely lied? Like, you were out there making videos saying that y'all were having twins, knowing that y'all were not having twins, that you lied to a large amount of people. And I did watch the gender reveal because I was kind of hoping that she would have a girl. So I did watch the gender reveal. And when it came out that there was going to be two boys, it wasn't like real disappointment. She was just kind of like acting like, oh man, I wish I had a girl. I wish one of them was a girl. But knowing that you were only having one baby, but you do a gender reveal for two babies, like the production of it all, the extent that they were willing to go, the extent of it, it's just like amazing to me how far people will go to keep up a falsehood. It's just amazing to me. And I just don't know how people live with themselves knowing that they like lied. And I don't know if they lied or if they didn't lie. Like I said, there's probably going to be a video explaining what happened to the other twin, and I'm here for it. I am totally here for it. But when I put everything together, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the fact that she was not pregnant with twins. And then also the commentators were saying that there were moments like she wasn't as transparent with this pregnancy as she had been with the other pregnancies. Like she couldn't show proof that she was actually carrying twins like she did previously. One particular commentator, I think her channel is called Wine Glass and Chill, I think. She did a video, she did several videos about this particular issue. And one of her videos that I watched, she had said, and I forgot just that quickly, and I really wanted to say, oh, she had said that, for example, if you compare the Jacksons of Atlanta to, what is that other show called? Something with the Del Ricos. Doubling Down with the Del Ricos, I think it's called. I don't know. But it's a television show, I think on TLC, about a black family. And every time the wife gets pregnant, she gets pregnant with multiples. She'll have either twins, triplets, or quads. And so Wine Glass and Chill said that that's understandable. If you are, and some women are prone to have multiples, it does happen, because they have like a genetic disposition to release more than one egg every time they ovulate. So they're like more prone to having multiples than the average woman. And so, this particular commentator said, what is it called? Doubling Down with the Del Ricos, something with the Del Ricos. She says, like, with that one, you don't know what she's going to have whenever she gets pregnant. You don't know what number of babies she can have. She can have one, she can have up to between 1 and 4. You just don't know. But with the Jacksons of Atlanta, it's a little bit unusual that each time it was only 2. And I guess what she was trying, her point was, you would think that the third time, like, what are the chances that each pregnancy, you have 3 pregnancies and each time it's 2? Well, I definitely see her point. I totally see her point in that. Like, if you're just prone to releasing more than one egg, why is it only always 2? But it was always 2 for her first 2 pregnancies. You know what? You know what I mean? So maybe it would have been possible for her to have 2 again with her third, because it was only 2 for the first 2. Like, what are the chances of that happening? So, and you would think that if she was going to have a third set of twins, that this would have been like news. You know what I mean? Like, it would have been, I don't know, maybe there were articles written about them. I have no idea, but I didn't see any. But you would have thought this would have made news, that a woman who keeps on having twins. I'm just like flabbergasted, right? And also, I feel like, and the people can grieve in different ways, but I just feel like if I had just lost a baby, especially a baby that was full term, because like I said, up until she gave birth, their videos were still titled third set of twins, about to go into labor with our third set of twins, going into labor with our third set of twins. She's about to have, everything was about twins, 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 twins. So it wasn't like this baby had died a long time ago. It was all about like making it seem like it was twins, twins, twins. And so I could not get on YouTube and make a video after losing a baby, that a baby that just, I'm thinking, that just died right at birth, either right before birth or soon after birth. The baby died. There's no way I'm going to get in front of a camera and start talking about, and don't bring no negativity over here, but we lost one of our babies, and don't bring there's just no way. I would be too much in grief. I have stepped back from YouTube for lesser things. than losing a child. For lesser things, I've had to take a break from YouTube because I had stuff going on, but I was like, I can't cope right now. There's no one can get on camera and talk about anything. I got to deal with whatever I got to deal with first. For lesser things than losing a baby, I've not been able to get on YouTube. And to think that right at the moment of giving birth, right after you give birth, you're on YouTube making a video about, that's just wow. That's all I can say. It's just wow. Just wow. Just wow. I hope it's not true. I really hope it's not true because I just cannot believe that these people that I was watching and following, and my heart was going out to them because they're going to go from 4 children to 6 children, and like really hoping that this YouTube thing was really working out for them so they can afford to take care of all these kids. Coming to find out that they knew from day one that she was never having twins with her third pregnancy, but they just wanted to lie for clicks and views. I just hope to God that it's not true. I just hope that it's not true. I really hope that it's not true. And something else that I had noticed, because I know that they are so focused on, getting views and getting subscribers and growing bigger and bigger and bigger. The thumbnail pictures, like later on in her pregnancy, I thought were a little bit exploitive, because they were just showing like her in a bikini, her in her bra and underwear. I just thought it was a little bit exploitive to put her on those thumbnails, just wearing the bare minimum. You know what I mean? But I was like, okay, well, maybe she's more comfortable that way. Like any excuse they had to put her in something exposing her belly, they were going to do it. And it's like with a belly that big, you didn't even need to like actually show it. Not to say that a pregnant belly is not a beautiful thing, it is. But every single thumbnail or multiple thumbnails with her wearing just her bra and underwear, or with her just wearing a bikini, I just thought it was a little bit exploitive. But I digress. I really digress. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Those just, and then I heard, as I'm listening to these commentators, I'm listening to them talk about how other YouTubers have faked pregnancies, so they were going to have a baby when they really weren't going to have a baby. It is just bizarre. Like, what is your end goal? What is your end goal? To have like a big sponsorship from like a big, big corporation because you're going to have a lot of followers and views? You're hoping that Coca-Cola, calls you, or Mercedes-Benz calls you. Like, what is the end game? What is it that you're trying to do that you feel like it's worth risking your reputation? What is it that you're trying to accomplish that you feel like, well, once I get there, once I've obtained that goal, it's going to be worth it for people to think that I'm deceitful and that I'm a liar. It's going to be worth it for me to have that kind of reputation once I get to the end goal. What is that end goal? What makes it worth you losing your reputation? And I think that's the problem when it comes to maybe people who start depending on YouTube for their livelihood. They get these wackadoodle ideas to gain subscribers and views that they just are willing to sell their soul to the devil because this is the only income that they're going to have. And I'm just like, you know what? YouTube is not the end all and be all of anything. If you need money that desperately, you can go to work. And you can still have your YouTube and you can go to work and make more money if it comes down to that. But nothing is worth risking your reputation. Nothing is worth any of this. I just don't know. I don't know. But like I said, if I'm wrong and she really was pregnant with twins and something did happen, heaven forbid, to her baby, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to make it straight. I'm going to say, y'all, I was wrong. I was completely and totally wrong. But I was just really I was just so disappointed because I watch these people. I follow them. I like them. I like their content. I admired their tenacity and their ambition and their motivation. I mean, sometimes watching them made me get up and do a video because I was like, damn, they be cranking out those videos, and they got 4 small children, very small children, like 4 years or under. four kids and they're still cranking out these videos. And I got two grown kids, grown like, they're self sufficient. I got two grown kids, I got two big kids, and I'm sitting up here, lollygagging around, not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. So I was impressed by them, totally impressed. And I could not wait for these babies to be born. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's like a stay tuned kind of thing, right? This is not the end. It's like just stay tuned. Anyways, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Whatever the situation is, congratulations to the Jacksons of Atlanta for their fifth baby. Congratulations on having a beautiful, healthy baby boy, because at the end of the day, that's really what's important. And I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.